Well, it's time to take you around the world of the juicy world of sport as we quickly look at the happenings around that particular sector. Talking about sport, well, joining me in the studio is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, It's my pleasure to be here.
Okay, we'll be starting from Africa now, because this time around it's about AFCON. AFCON is the one blowing around the whole continent. And a particular native doctor from Senegal, a very popular traditionalist there, his name is Kahone, actually predicted that Senegal will actually lift the Nations Cup. His name is Kahone, and he's saying he has seen it in his dream that Senegal will win.
Okay, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start from. I don't know when it's now the native doctor that sees who will win the AFCON, the Nations Cup. I don't think we need any witch doctor to tell us that the Senegal team, they are prepared. The Senegal teams, they are good. They are one of the favorites to win the AFCON. But saying they are saying that they'll be the one to win. Let's wait and see. February is just around the corner, right?
January.
I mean, sorry, no, February.
Okay,
February
at the end of it.
At the end of it, we will see probably the dream you saw is not the opposite side.
Of what is going to happen.
Of what is going to happen. So I think, sincerely, it's not something that should demotivate others. And I'm sure probably before they start the tournament, our own people will come out with their own prophecy also, that they've seen the Super Eagles winning and lifting the AFCON. Other African countries will follow suit and see their also. So at the end of the day, by February, we'll see who real will win the AFCON. It's getting interesting. It's
getting interesting because just last week, a cleric in Nigeria said Nigerian Super Eagles would not win, but they will qualify for World Cup. That's how he saw his own. But the Senegalese traditionalist says, the native doctor said, okay, he has seen it in the dream that Senegal will win. Considering the fact that from their group stage, Mauritania, and all the country they will play in, you can say, oh, it's going to be easy. Guinea, Mauritania, and Malawi in their own group. But we know how good Senegal is right now. We know what they did in 2019, losing by just a lone goal to Algeria at the finals. And we know that team has really, Cisse, the coach, has held them together. They are still so compact, they are still so good that we can still look at that particular team, Senegal Teranga Lions, as they are very, very formidable. One of the things, as you said, one of the favorites, but for the man to have said, okay, he has seen it, that Senegal will win it. Well, we wait and see. Maybe we just keep our fingers crossed according to what is happening concerning our people. Well, we had Octopus Paul, who actually predicted who will win World Cup, but it never happened. I'm sure he predicted wrongly that time.
Definitely. I'm sure this one also
could go wrongly. Who knows? Maybe Nigeria will actually lift this. It is very possible. All we need to do is believe in yourself and work towards it. Whatever you plan to do, you will ever get there. Coming as a word for you out there watching. Now we move away from that particular story as we talk about other stories trending. We quickly look at CAF Champions League. A group stage draw was actually made, and we have some of these draw as we'll be looking at it from Group A, B, C, and D. Group A, Al Ahly of Egypt, the team that won the Super Cup. They are the king of Africa when it comes to club football, and now they will be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, Al Hilal of Omdurman, Sudan, Al Merreikh of Sudan, also of Sudan. You have two Sudanese teams in that Group A. And you have Al Ahly, and you also have Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, I think the spot for Al Ahly of Sudan will have been for Nigeria.
Yes, maybe because
it's so sad,
very painful. Very painful United and
that we lost to a Sudanese club. Based on that, we don't have any Nigerian club representing us in this tournament. It shows how we are moving from grace to grass in terms of domestic football. And if you look at the list we have here, we have 8 North African teams competing in this competition. Don't be surprised when it gets to quarterfinal or semi-final, we'll see also the North African team, about 4 of them playing. So that is why they've been dominating the African domestic league for a very long time. Currently now, the Egypt team going to the AFCON, they have over 60% of their players drawn from their own team. So the Al Ahly you are seeing there, it's more like an Egypt team. Interestingly, also, it is good to see how Al Ahly and Mamelodi Sundown of South Africa will play it out. The rivalry have been there for a very long time. They met in the quarterfinal during the CAF and the last edition of the CAF African Champions, in which Al Ahly won, and knowing fully also that the current coach of Al Ahly was from Mamelodi Sundown of South Africa. So let's see how interesting, but it's very sad that we'll be watching CAF African Champions League and no Nigerian team to represent.
Even the Confederation, so
the Confederation also, look at what happened to Enyimba also, that got disqualified based on the travel restriction. It's so painful. It's seriously so painful. I think there's need for us to really go back to the roots. There's need for us to really know what is wrong with us domestically and try to fine-tune a way to get it right. Unfortunately, we watch both the Confederation and the Champions League without any Nigerian team.
So painful. We're just talking about CAF Champions League draw there, the group stage draw that was made, and we are still looking at those teams that will be playing in Group B, C, and D. Quickly, let's look at Group B, C, and D in the CAF Champions League. The group stage draw that was made. Experience of Tunisia. You have Etoile Sahel also Tunisia. Algeria, they have Belouizdad. Jwaneng Galaxy of Botswana. They are part of the teams that will be playing in the CAF Champions League. In Group D, Wydad Casablanca of Morocco, Zamalek of Egypt, Petro de Luanda of Angola, and Sagrada Esperança of Angola also will be participating in this competition. Well, Raja Casablanca of Morocco, Horea of Guinea, Setif and Amazulu, all these teams will be parts of all the teams that will be playing in the CAF Champions League. Well, the good thing is that, well, this thing the draw has been made, but all these teams are battle ready to play in this tournament. It's painful, as he said, that no Nigerian team, Aqua United, Rivers, not even Bayelsa United, are qualified through winning the ITO Cup, and also Enyimba. Enyimba's case is so painful because CAF should have, also to some extent, let's say what they could have looked at. Okay, if Al Ittihad was rejecting playing that game, it should have been pushed to Al Ittihad's final decision to make, because Al Ittihad agreed that match, okay, we push the days ahead or forward. Enyimba will have made that journey. They know that losing, trailing by 2-0 in the second leg now, the first leg match that they also play is going to be a big one against them, and that's why they intentionally agree that no, we won't drop this. Without kicking the ball, they won.
Okay,
they qualify.
Think it's part of the politics that we play in African football. We all know how difficult it is to go to Libya. We can't get a direct flight from Nigeria to Libya. You have to go through a connecting flight, majorly maybe through Europe, France. We know how difficult that will be. So that is why they play that game. And I'm seriously surprised that CAF will leave their own responsibility and authority to a club to decide. When do we start having that in football? I think the Enyimba shouldn't stop it like that. They should still write a petition to the sport of arbitration in FIFA and still take it up. Because I think I felt so sad and so painful, because this is clearly injustice. And we have our own NFF chairman, who is part of the CAF executive. Pinnick, what is he doing? What has he done? What has he said? Nothing. And
maybe because recently he has decided to move ahead to FIFA. So CAF issue is no longer, although he's the NFF president, but formerly he was a member of the CAF executive committee. But since he has moved to join FIFA, he's no longer too much focused on CAF. Maybe that's why he's standing aloof. That okay, I don't want to put my mouth here because I'm not a member of this. But he is still the NFL president here in Nigeria, so you see how. But I know a lot of politics actually play there, because if you look at Al Ittihad refusing that, they will never allow that match to be shifted if Enyimba cannot or couldn't make it. That's it. Well, it's so painful. But they should remember the first leg. Enyimba got to was it Morocco or Tunisia thereabout, when they were not allowed to enter because of COVID-19 protocol. That shows that team was serious. For them to have stayed for extra 4 or 5 days before they left that country.
Okay, on Pinnick, Are you saying if you're a senator and you have your senatorial district and you have your House of Rep that they are having issue in their constituency because you are now a senator, what is happening at the House of Representatives doesn't concern you?
No, I'm just trying to, you know.
The fact that you are in favor, it's even giving you more rights. Onus is on you.
To speak more.
You are a Nigerian first before you became NFF chairman. You went to the CAF and you went to FIFA because you are in Nigeria. And injustice is being meted out to a team from your country and you are doing nothing. I think that's totally unfair. That's totally unfair. So I think we need to be heard. That walkover needs to be revisited.
If everything goes well according to Olawale Peters there, that walkover from Al Ittihad should have been checked and see what can happen between Enyimba and Al Ittihad. In fact, they could have taken it to a neutral ground where that match will be played, where in fact they might even agree, okay, play in a neutral ground and let's see who wins here will qualify. Well, that's football. We just hope that Nigerian teams will do their best to make sure they qualify next season and play very well in the CAF Champions and also CAF Confederation, as we hope so. Now, from there, let's look at the matches that was played yesterday over there in English Premier League. A lot of matches for Liverpool for the first time in 8 months. They were not able to score. Well, for Crystal Palace, despite not having Vieira there on the stand due to COVID, the team were able to make statement 3-0 against Norwich City. Good one from Schlupp, who scored the last goal for that team called Crystal Palace at the Selhurst Park. You just have to look at Southampton at the St. Mary's against Tottenham Hotspur. It ended 1-0 draw there. Watford lost at home against West Ham United. West Ham were on rampage 4-1. Though Nigerian Emmanuel Dennis Bonaventure scored in one of the, a goal, but it was not enough as they lost at home 4-1 against West Ham United. Liverpool, yes, as I said earlier, for the first time in 8 months, Liverpool didn't score a goal, and now they lost that particular match against Leicester. Ademola Lookman, the man that really did his best. 59th minute, he scored that goal and made Leicester so proud.
I don't know why we don't have Ademola Lookman on the list.
The news came out that Ghana Raw was about inviting him before he was removed, sacked or thereabout. So Lookman should have been our team. In fact, they said they are already working on it for him to play for Nigeria, and hopefully the kind of player should play for Nigeria.
His name was among the 40 provisional man list that was submitted.
Yes.
Now the question is the 28 that were shortlisted that we're going to AFCON. Why did we drop Lookman?
His name, maybe because of his papers. You know, at times you need to work on the permit and all this with England, English, whatever, FIFA. All these papers will not be done before it can be.
I don't think that is an excuse, and I don't think
becoming their lawyer.
I don't think that is the reason why we not have someone like Ademola Lookman in our squad, and we have Alex Iwobi.
No, Iwobi has been a long time player with
We should
Eagles.
drop him for someone that is performing. That is the issue here. Yes, it will take time before they can get the papers. It is not until now that we've seen the performance of Ademola Lookman that he ought to be in the team. We've known that we need him in our team. He can play both as an attacker and as a midfielder also. So look at his performance yesterday. He did very, 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 very well. So I say congratulations to him. Then our Ndidi yesterday, I saw another Ndidi yesterday, and probably what we're about to see during the first match on January 11th between Nigeria and Egypt. He caged Mo Salah.
I said it that I was talking with Ibrahim yesterday. I said it is very possible that we can actually defeat Egypt. He was saying, oh, we cannot, if they should play right now, that we cannot defeat Egypt. I said, if someone can cage Mo Salah, all the attention of the Egyptian team is going to be on him. And if you can cage Mo Salah, you've virtually neutralized the Egyptian team to some extent.
Yeah, I quite agree with you. And with what happened yesterday, it shows that we have the team, but we have the tactics. Do we have the tactics to hold it?
The way Leicester did.
Yes, the way Leicester did yesterday. Because it's like a revenge match. Oh, you know what happened between Leicester City and Liverpool when they came down? They came from 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and they won penalty on the EFL. So they came out with determination. If we also can send that signal, that message to other African countries on the 11th by beating Egypt, I think it's a good one. It's a good one for us. So it's a good one for Leicester City. It's good to see them also winning the match they won yesterday. So bad that Liverpool, they're supposed to put more pressure on Manchester City. they left the gap open to 6 points. And knowing fully that Man City, they'll be playing tonight, if they should win tonight's match, that means the gap will be widened to 9 points. So that means it's like they are cruising away with the trophy. Then for the Southampton match also against Tottenham, it showed that what they did against West Ham, it wasn't a fluke. They got a red card and they played with 10 men for more than 50 minutes. They still held on to that match. So that means the Premiership is beginning to take shape. And look at West Ham from 1-0, because Dennis Bonaventure scored his 8 goals yesterday, but they replied with four solid goals. So that shows that they are coming up from their slumber, that, oh, okay, I think we've discovered ourselves. We know the reason why we are not doing perfectly well. So I think we are getting it on. So interesting days ahead in Premiership. There will be a match today, match tomorrow. So that's one of the reasons why I think the EPL, they don't really want to release most of their players, because it will actually affect their team performance.
But there's nothing they can do about it. They just have to allow the Africans come home to play for their country. Well, we've been reviewing the EPL, the English Premier League matches that was played on Tuesday, where it seems like Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane, pulled one back to make it 1-1 against Southampton. And you just have to give it up to West Ham United, who did so well, pummeling Watford 4 good goals against 1. And Leicester City, they came, they saw, they conquered, they hosted Liverpool, and it's a payback time for what they did to them in the English Football League. Now, this one is more painful because 3 points at stake. They got it, their own pound of flesh. Good one from Ademola Lookman, who was able to score that goal for that team. And they are celebrating. Leicester City, they are really so happy at the King Power Stadium. They did so well. Another team that really did well, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, despite not having Zaha, they are still able to work together as a team. In fact, they show more class. Despite that their manager was not on ground, they were able to show that, oh, this man is doing a good job, a yeoman's job, and we are going to play for him. We're going to make sure we win this game, and they won convincingly. Crystal Palace, Norwich City seems to be like, we are just playing, we don't even know what we are doing. Let's just go back to the championship.
And I think it's becoming clearer on a daily basis that Norwich will go back to where they came from. And for the Crystal Palace, that's one good thing about having a process in place. When you have a process in place, you don't need to be there, because the process will speak and will work for itself. That's what worked for Crystal Palace yesterday. Without Patrick Vieira, you saw what the boys did. They did very, very, very well. It shows that the likes of Luis Saha, that we thought, Andrew Ayew, that we thought they would miss so much when they come for the AFCON. Yes, they will miss them, but with the performance we saw yesterday, the gap wouldn't be that much. I think this is the first time they are scoring 3 unreplied goals this season. So that means they have the team to do the work. And most importantly, they played together yesterday as a team. No individual game yesterday. So when someone is losing a ball, you see about 2-3 players going to covering up. So that is what we call a team player, a team. So congratulations to them, a win well deserved.
It's so painful that despite Emmanuel Dennis scoring for Watford, that game, a lot of people were looking at, would they be able to do it at the Victory Road? Would they be able to hold it? And they lost that game convincingly from West Ham United, who came like a wounded lion, and they were able to win.
Okay, it's so painful that you are working while other people are not doing
enough.
That is what actually happened yesterday. Emmanuel Dennis has scored 8 goals this season. That is enough for the team to be at least middle of the table, not where they are currently now. And I think it's one of the reasons why their coach, Ranieri, is saying he doesn't feel it is right to release Emmanuel Dennis Bonaventure to come, because he knew what will happen to them. Imagine Emmanuel Dennis is not in that team.
It would have been 4-0. It
would have been 4-0. And imagine you take the 8 goals that he has scored this season away from what they've scored. So it will affect them a lot. So it's so painful, but I'm happy also because it is good for you to look for your growth. Now he has established himself that I am a good player. If he can do it with Watford, imagine if it's with Leicester City, Tottenham, West Ham, Chelsea or Arsenal. We will have done far better because he's not a nice striker, as in he's not a box nine striker. He's someone that drives from the midfield, right flank, and work himself in. If you see all the goals that he has scored, it's not a goal that he will sit down and they will pass the ball. It's something that he worked for himself. So that shows that he is a very prolific striker. It's a matter of time. I see him leaving Watford, and I see him
playing for one of the top clubs in Europe. Hopefully, Emmanuel Dennis will actually, a lot of people are already conversing that Emmanuel Dennis should move away from Watford. He deserves to be one of the top clubs in Europe. He has been fantastic as a striker. Now we move away. Let's quickly talk about another Nigerian. His name is Joe Aribo. Aribo has been fantastic for Rangers of Scotland in the team he's plays for now. News came out that Leicester City are also eyeing this player, talking about Joe Aribo now, who might just be moving away from Rangers if everything goes well concerning that particular player. Now we're talking about Joe Aribo. Aribo is a player that we all know how good as a midfielder, and now what he has been doing for Rangers. This news came out that Leicester City might just be looking at least getting him to join the likes of Ifred Ndidi and also Iheanacho. Okay, and that'll be interesting. At least we'll be having like 3 Nigerian players in a team. But the question is, what wing or what role is he going to perform at Leicester City? Is he going there to be a bench warmer or to be a regular player? Remember, they have Madison there. And if you look at the role that he plays, it's more like an attacking midfielder. So that is the truth. As much as it is a good news or a good thing for him to move, he has to look at his playing time. Where can he get more playing time? Because that is what he needs for his future, for his career, and even for the good of the Nigerian football also. So not for him to go to a place because they want him and they'll be using him to play EFL, second team, or what have you. I think you should look at it very well before he make the move. The good thing is he has established himself before a team like Leicester City, not Norwich, it's Leicester City, they are the one calling for him. So that means they've seen the good thing in him. So I think its agent should look at other options before he can actually agree to go to Leicester City. So it won't be a case of you are there, after 3-4 months you didn't get a playing time, they will loan you out to an unknown club, and from there we're not going to hear about Joe Aribo again. So it's better for him to stay as a king in Rangers than going to Leicester City and become what they call it now, a Hamlet chief or something. I think it is better, or look for other club that he can continue the good work that he has been doing with Rangers. Well, hopefully Joe Aribo will get where he deserves to. He will get to a better club if he wants to leave Rangers, where he will actually get a playing time. We've been talking concerning his transfer, where Leicester City are also eyeing him if they can get him to join them at the King Power Stadium. That's for Joe Aribo. A Nigerian will be going to AFCON. We hope that he, himself, alongside Wilfred Ndidi, will do well in the middle of the park, the midfield of Nigerian Super Eagles. That does it on 360 Sport for this hour. We want to appreciate you for coming on the show. It's my pleasure, Adeni, to be here. Good one there. Well, to let you know that Nigerians are really hoping that Nigerian Super Eagles will fly high in Cameroon when they move to Garoua, as they are right now saying the news are coming out that the camp is open. Some Nigerian players will be arriving, and hopefully the ones from England will also be coming in by January 1st to 3rd. They will be landing. The Eagles are really ready to fly, and we wish them all the best. That's it on 360 Sport. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.